today about this. It's Death of Democracy, the final bullet fired at Standing Rock. Now tell us what this is about, Jordan.
Yeah, so essentially the budget that was just passed, it gave $15 million back to North Dakota for emergency law enforcement allocations during the Standing Rock standoff. And then, after the fact, the governor of North Dakota, Doug Burgum, has now asked for an additional $38 million. He sent a letter to President Trump on Sunday. I'll give you the wording so you know what we're dealing with here. But he basically said, we need the $38 million to respond to this intentional human-made disaster that has underscored the changing nature of protest in America. The governor said, quote, passionate causes, millions of dollars of anonymous protest funding, and sophisticated and inflammatory social media campaigns have forever changed the nature, duration, and reach of unlawful protests.
Progressive and Republican outrage at the corporate written trade deals that have sold America to the lowest bidder must stop because it's hurting the corporate bottom line. Think they're going to bring roses and feathers while you protest? For nearly 2 years, I've heard from the brain-dead citizens labeled journalists on television that we, quote, cannot normalize Donald Trump's racism. I agree. The fatal flaw, by focusing your audience's attention entirely on that and ignoring abuses of government, police, hell, humanity, you are normalizing fascism. So that's a really, I think, was a really important thing to say. With all this attention on Donnie Tanahan's Trump, focusing on him as if he is the problem and his racism is the problem, which it is a problem. But there's an even bigger problem, and it's the overarching system that we're living in, which is a surveillance state, which is not liberty, when the government has access to every email, text, and phone call you make. As Christopher Hedges says, that is the relationship between a master and a slave. That is not liberty. And so we're living in a place right now where they're funding fascism in North Dakota. The people, actors from the state, brutalizing peaceful citizens who are protesting against the corporation. They're beating the shit out of them at the behest of a corporation. So they're doing it for money. This is called fascism. When the government comes together with a corporation to screw over citizens, that is the definition of fascism. And right now what the news media is doing is exactly what Jordan said, is they are normalizing fascism.